Hi guys, it's Ashley Nicole here with Tasha White, founder and CEO of Psych Mode. We are so excited to talk to you today. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you
for being
hosting
here.
us.
Thank you.
Now, we are in the South Loop of Chicago. Give us the exact address of your studio.
The address is 1333 South Wabash.
So Tasha, what is Psych Mode?
Psych Mode. Psych Mode is the future of fitness.
Okay.
We are the only immersive and virtual indoor cycling studio on the planet.
Wow.
That has bikes that move. So it's a really cool experience, and you got to check it out for yourself.
That's amazing. So when you say bikes that move, the only thing I can think of is when I would play those video games and the bikes essentially move with the actual 3D video game. Is that kind of...
So just think about leaning with it, rocking with it, but also having a fitness workout at the same time. So the bike moves through 3 planes of motion. So it's really helping you with your core strength, helping you with full body coordination. So it kind of takes the cheating out. So when you have your stationary bike, it's kind of having your training wheels of sort. We take the training wheels off, and the full experience comes alive here at Psych Mode.
Well, I can't wait to try it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do a little bit later. But I want to learn a little bit more about your particular journey. How did you come to start this phenomenal studio?
This is awesome. It was a journey. I actually was a member of one of the big brands and became a fan, and just like regular riders here today. And I found myself visiting over 30 studios all across the country. Wow. I was just trying to figure out what was the difference, and really just I love cycling. I wanted to meet new instructors, and one of the things that I found out over time was all the studios were exactly the same. Mm-hmm. They were an illusion. And so about 2 years ago, I set out to flip the concept of stationary cycling on its head, and I wanted to do something completely innovative, completely different. So I partnered with 2 powerhouse vendors with the hottest products on the market today. And this is the birthing of Psych Mode. So again, Psych Mode is the only immersive and virtual indoor cycling studio on the planet with bikes that move.
That's phenomenal. And I'm so excited about trying this out because it's hard, right? Mm-hmm. Like when I think of cycling, and I've done a few classes, it is very hard. But what I love about your particular studio is the adventure of it all, actually being in the experience, and it gives you additional motivation to keep going. And I'm sure you hear that all the time. Mm-hmm. So I want to pivot just a bit and talk a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. Yeah. What did you do before Psych Mode?
Before Psych Mode, I used to work at a iconic beverage company out in Atlanta, and I was a global director of diversity and inclusion. Wow. And so I have an HR background and 17 years of experience.
That's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And so how did you prepare yourself financially and otherwise to go from working for a big brand company, kind of having the luxury that comes with that, right? And then jumping full time into entrepreneurship?
Well, fortunately for me, I again, with that 17 years of experience came a lot of opportunities for advancement and growth. And with that, the experience also allowed me to get stock options and performance units. And again, that pay for performance was awesome. And I've saved money over time. And I decided to kind of switch gears. And when I switched gears, I used the stock from my company. And performance units, again, those based on performance that they've given me, stock that they've given me over time. And the money that I got from that was actually used for the build out of Psych Mode.
So for those interested in having their own fitness studio, how expensive is it? Is it an affordable brick and mortar business to run, or would you say it's kind of on the higher end?
You know what, I would think that anything that requires a build out is going to be a little bit of money. And then with the addition of the technology component that we have, it brought it up a little bit more. So it was a significant piece of money, but you can also do it with a lot less depending on the technology piece. My bikes were pretty expensive. They were about $1,500 a piece. Wow. I have a 30 bike studio. And then the construction build out was pretty expensive as well as the technology. So I would say, depending upon if you want the technology component, that brings it up significantly, and that's what I did.
Prior to leaving your full-time job, were you able to do fundraising to kind of launch the business, or how did you find your initial investors, if you had them?
I did not have any initial investors.
Wow.
Tasha is the investor.
Wow.
I literally put all of my eggs in one basket and decided to jump. And so it was a pretty cool and amazing experience. And once I learned about the business model, it was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to do this and change careers, and it's been worthwhile ever since.
Has it been what you've expected?
Absolutely not. I love everything about the studio. I love everything about the customer piece. It was more about the build out and getting it to life. I had a really cool time with the research piece and just really wanting to learn more about the cycling industry. I met with business owners. I met with instructors from all over the country. Just wanting guidance from them in regards to incentive pay and construction and technology, just the whole gamut. So that piece was fun. But when you get to the piece of actually partnering with contractors and people doing what they say they're going to do, and that piece gets a little bit tricky. But overall, it was a really good learning experience. Something that I would know what to do for the next round of studios, hopefully that will be able to open up soon.
What has been your most challenging experience as an entrepreneur?
I would say the most challenging is all around brand awareness. Psychmo, you've heard all the other big brands, and there's two in particular that have a good share of the market. But when you think about Psych Mode, you've never even heard of it. So to go from zero to where we are today, I would say that's probably the most challenging aspect of starting a new business. Not only from a customer standpoint, but also for instructors. So when you think about instructors, you're trying to recruit. I've always been a recruiter by trade, but when you go out and you look to recruit top talent to come and work at your studio, and they're like, I've never even heard of you. Like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. What's immersive fitness? So just trying to recruit top talent. I went on Instagram, found some great talent, and just reaching out to them, just wanting them to try something new. Some people bit and they came on board, but that probably was the most challenging aspect of the recruitment. Brand awareness, not only from a customer standpoint, but also with recruiting top talent.
How large is your team now?
We are a team of 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
team
phenomenal.
of 11. Mm-hmm.
And how has been the journey financially? Are you all on track to break even in your first year, or how is that going?
We are almost there.
Awesome.
We're a couple thousand away.
Congratulations.
But we're almost there. Yeah, we got really close. I would say definitely during the winter months, closer to January, February timeframe, which is about 7 months after we opened doors. I reinvested some money back into the business to do some strength training and to do some yoga. So that put some additional pressure on me. Again, with that means more instructors, but we're almost there. We're almost there, and I'm really excited about that.
So I would imagine a large piece of your business is making sure people come.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I know we spoke a little bit earlier, and you mentioned that there have been times where there's been lines down the street. How have you been successful at branding?
You know what? We've spent very few dollars from a marketing standpoint. I use heavily Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, but a lot of it's been through referrals. So this window here gets a lot of traffic, people trying to figure out what we're doing. The bass from the music outside, they can hear it. Mm-hmm. So we get a lot of inquiries just wanting to learn a little bit more about it. But just around the corner, we just did a on-site visit at a apartment complex, 1401 South State. Just a block away. We're 1333, they're 1401. Yeah. A lot of their residents never heard of Psych Mode. just a block away.
And so did you just reach out to them proactively and say, could you pitch this idea? And they were like, oh yeah, come on in.
Oh yeah, so we do
Wow.
that with apartment complexes in the local area just to make sure that their residents are aware of a new fitness solution for them. And so from a marketing standpoint, our dollars have been very few, and we're trying to up that.
Okay.
But that is an area of opportunity for us.
Well, that's phenomenal. And I mean, I cannot wait to try this. But before we jump on in there, which I am slightly nervous about, what advice would you give to new entrepreneurs that are thinking of making the plunge into full-time entrepreneurship? Something you wish you would have known.
You know what? I would say dream big. Dream big. I opened up this studio with the notion that I was going to open up 2 studios. So I was very purposeful in regards to the design of the space, the designer that I got for it, the equipment, the website. I was very purposeful in making sure that it was franchise ready when I was ready to do that. But you know, going through a couple different experiences, and I don't know if I can say those companies, but going through a couple experiences has gotten me to the point where investors are reaching out, wanting to help me expand this even further. Really kind of opening up my eyes to understanding, you know, when I say things like the only studio on the planet, they're like, hey, you gotta market that. And again, it was a couple of studio dream for me to have, just open up a couple studios, but really my hope now is to franchise this and build a model that works in the next couple of years. So
That's amazing.
yeah, so I would say dream big, but also have the resources to do it, have the revolving credit. I would definitely say that. And then if you have a bunch of friends and supporters, triple that. Because it gets hard, it gets taxing on your friends as well, it gets taxing on your family. So I would definitely say make sure that you tell as many people as you know, get that strong commitment, but never forget to continue networking.
Bringing up networking, it leads me to something that I think you do really well is you advertise on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
And I think that I saw you talk about a pitch competition. A lot of entrepreneurs are very interested in pitching their business ideas. How have you been successful in finding those competitions and opportunities?
Well, you know what? I recently pitched on Shark Tank.
Wow.
And the floodgates opened. And that was just from pitching. Not being on the show,
Yeah.
but just from pitching. And from there, I got a bunch of phone calls. I put it on my Instagram account. Got a bunch of phone calls and individuals asking me what my plans were to expand and grow the business. And then from there, got an attorney, private equity attorney, to make and move this forward. So I would say LinkedIn has been helpful from the standpoint that now people know that I have this business. And if you notice on there, I say, hey, tell somebody about Psychmo. It's really about just giving people an opportunity to understand what I do, what my background is. But yeah, I definitely use LinkedIn. That's been huge for me, mainly for more corporate, mainly for the investors. I want them to see what type of activity I'm doing. I just recently started doing that.
That makes perfect sense. Any regrets?
No regrets. I absolutely love it. There's just a couple things I would do different, but there's a lot of good learning from this. So no, I absolutely love the brand and excited for its future.
All right, well, I'm happy to experience the brand. Let's go hop on some bikes.
Okay, cool.
always been a joy. Love my experience riding on these bikes. This is definitely one of a kind. I want all of you to try it. And when you're in Chicago, definitely check out Psych Mode. How can we stay in touch with you?
You can stay in touch with us by visiting www.psychmode.com. That's CYCMODE. Or actually pull us on Instagram and you can take a look at some of our videos. Again, at Psych Mode.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited that I was able to come out, try this out, and also experience your journey with you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely.